Today, we come together to honor and remember those we've recently lost, along with others whose lives have inspired and touched so many. On this October 10th, 2025, we take a moment to reflect on their journeys, celebrate their achievements, and hold their memories close with love and respect. We'll also share updates on WWE stars navigating personal challenges, moments that have moved fans around the world. Join us as we remember, celebrate, and stay connected to these stories of courage, passion, and resilience, keeping their legacies alive for everyone who cherishes them.
Big Van Vader, born Leon Allen White on May 14, 1955, was one of professional wrestling's most intimidating and influential figures. Standing 6 feet 4 inches and weighing over 450 pounds, Vader was a true powerhouse. But what set him apart wasn't just his size. It was his surprising agility and intensity inside the ring. With his mix of brute strength, athleticism, and charisma, he became one of the most respected big men in wrestling history. Vader's career took off in the late 1980s when he exploded onto the scene in New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW. Fans were stunned by his dominance, and he quickly captured the IWGP Heavyweight Championship 3 times, a rare feat for a foreign wrestler. His blend of power moves and high-impact agility, including his signature Vader Bomb and moonsault, made him a unique attraction in the wrestling world. His success continued in World Championship Wrestling, WCW, during the early 1990s, where he became a multiple-time World Heavyweight Champion. Vader's hard-hitting, no-nonsense style led to unforgettable rivalries with icons like Sting, Ric Flair, and Cactus Jack, Mick Foley. Each feud showcased his ability to bring raw emotion and intensity to his matches, solidifying his reputation as both a brutal competitor and a captivating performer. However, Vader's career wasn't without hardship. His punishing in-ring style took a severe toll on his body over the years, resulting in numerous injuries and long-term health struggles. In 2016, he revealed that he had been diagnosed with congestive heart failure, a condition that doctors warned could be life-threatening. Despite this, Vader continued to make appearances and connect with fans, showing the same toughness that had defined his career. Tragically, Vader passed away on June 18, 2018, at the age of 63, from complications related to his heart condition. His death was deeply felt throughout the wrestling community. Friends, fans, and his son, Jesse White, mourned the loss of a man whose legacy extended far beyond the ring. Today, Vader is remembered not just as a dominant force, but as a trailblazer who redefined what it meant to be a big man in professional wrestling. Melissa Coates, born on June 18, 1971, was a remarkable athlete and entertainer who left a lasting mark on the world of professional wrestling. Known to many fans by her ring name Thunder Kitty, Coates built a career defined by power, resilience, and charisma. Her journey began long before she ever stepped into a wrestling ring. As a competitive bodybuilder, she earned multiple titles and gained recognition for her discipline and strength. But it was her transition into professional wrestling that truly showcased her dynamic personality and athletic versatility. Throughout her wrestling career, Melissa performed for major promotions such as World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, and several independent circuits, where she became a fan favorite. She wasn't just admired for her physical skill. She brought energy, storytelling, and emotion to every match. Known for her ability to adapt to different wrestling styles, including hardcore wrestling, Coates always gave her all in the ring. Her presence was larger than life, and her dedication to the sport helped open doors for other women in a male-dominated industry. Beyond her athletic achievements, Melissa Coates was a passionate advocate for mental health awareness. She spoke openly about her personal struggles, using her platform to remind others that seeking help is a sign of strength. Her honesty and compassion inspired many, both inside and outside the wrestling community. Tragically, Melissa passed away at the age of 50, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate deeply with fans and fellow wrestlers. Her death was a heartbreaking loss to those who admired not only her talent, but also her kindness and determination. Darren Drozdov, better known to wrestling fans as Droz, was born on April 7, 1969, in Mays Landing, New Jersey. A gifted athlete from a young age, Droz made a name for himself on the football field long before stepping into the wrestling ring. He played college football at the University of Maryland, where he stood out as a dominant defensive lineman. His talent earned him a spot in the NFL, where he played for the Denver Broncos, New York Jets, and Philadelphia Eagles. During his football days, he became known for his unusual ability to vomit on command, a quirk that earned him the nickname Puke, and later became part of his wrestling persona, even featured in WWE's Beyond the Mat documentary. In 1998, Droz brought his toughness and energy to the world of professional wrestling, joining WWE during the height of its Attitude Era. He debuted as part of the iconic Legion of Doom, LOD, alongside Hawk and Animal, adopting a wild, rebellious look complete with tattoos, piercings, and a signature mohawk. His charisma and raw intensity made him stand out, and his wrestling career appeared full of promise. Tragically, Droz's career came to an abrupt end on October 5, 1999, during a WWE SmackDown taping. A freak accident in a match against D'Lo Brown left him with a catastrophic neck injury that caused permanent paralysis from the neck down. The incident was heartbreaking for fans and fellow wrestlers, but Droz refused to let it define him. Despite his injury, he remained deeply connected to WWE, contributing as a writer and making occasional appearances. His optimism, humor, and unshakable spirit inspired countless people inside and outside the wrestling world. Droz passed away on June 30, 2023, at the age of 54. Tributes poured in from across the sports and entertainment worlds, honoring his courage and positivity. Though his wrestling career was cut tragically short, Darren Drozdov's legacy lives on, not just as an athlete, but as a symbol of resilience, strength, and unwavering determination in the face of life's toughest challenges. Howard Finkel was a legendary figure in the world of professional wrestling, best known as the unmistakable voice of the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now known as WWE. Born on June 7, 1950, in Brooklyn, New York, Finkel began his journey with the WWF in the 1970s, eventually becoming the company's first official ring announcer. From the moment he stepped into the spotlight, his distinctive voice, polished delivery, and genuine enthusiasm made him an essential part of the wrestling experience. Fans instantly recognized Finkel's signature style, particularly the way he announced new champions with his iconic phrase, "and new." His ability to capture the excitement of a title change or the magnitude of a major event added a unique energy that elevated every match. Whether it was a local show or the grand spectacle of WrestleMania, Finkel's presence gave each event a sense of importance and tradition that fans came to cherish. Beyond his duties as a ring announcer, Finkel contributed to the company behind the scenes as well. He helped with writing, production, and the development of the WWF Hall of Fame, which celebrated the careers and achievements of the industry's greatest performers. His deep knowledge of wrestling history and his respect for the craft made him a trusted figure among both fans and colleagues. Finkel's passion and professionalism earned him widespread admiration, and he became one of the most beloved voices in sports entertainment history. In 2009, WWE honored him by inducting him into its Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to his decades of dedication and influence. Sadly, Howard Finkel passed away at the age of 69, leaving behind an enduring legacy. His booming voice, heartfelt enthusiasm, and unmistakable love for the sport continue to echo in the memories of wrestling fans around the world. To this day, whenever a new champion is crowned and the words "and new" ring out, it's impossible not to think of the Fink, whose spirit remains forever intertwined with the history of professional wrestling. Bobo Brazil, born on July 10, 1924, in Little Rock, Arkansas, was a true trailblazer in professional wrestling and one of the first African-American superstars to break through racial barriers in the sport. At a time when segregation still defined much of American life, Brazil's charisma, athleticism, and sheer determination helped him rise above prejudice and earn the respect of fans and fellow wrestlers alike. He began his wrestling career in the late 1940s, quickly capturing attention with his impressive physique and unique style. Unlike many wrestlers of his era, Brazil combined raw power with surprising agility, thrilling audiences with moves that showcased both strength and grace. His signature move, the Bobo Brazil Coco Butt, became legendary, a devastating headbutt that left opponents reeling and crowds roaring. As his popularity grew, so did his influence. Brazil competed in major wrestling promotions across the country, including the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and later the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. During his career, he captured numerous titles and achieved a historic milestone when he became the first African-American to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This groundbreaking moment not only marked a personal triumph, but also helped open doors for future black wrestlers in an industry long dominated by racial divides. Outside the ring, Brazil was known for his warmth, humility, and professionalism. He carried himself with dignity, earning admiration not only for his athletic achievements, but also for the way he represented himself and his community. His success proved that talent and character could transcend prejudice, inspiring generations of wrestlers who followed in his footsteps. After retiring in the 1980s, Brazil continued to be celebrated as a pioneer who reshaped the face of professional wrestling. In 1994, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, cementing his legacy as one of the sport's true legends. Today, Bobo Brazil is remembered not just for his victories in the ring, but for his courage, trailblazing spirit, and lasting impact on the world of professional wrestling. For over a decade, Joshua Samuel Fatu, better known to fans worldwide as Jey Uso, has been one of WWE's most electrifying performers. His energy, charisma, and emotional storytelling inside the ring have made him a cornerstone of modern wrestling. Yet in recent months, that signature energy has been missing from television screens, leaving fans concerned and wondering what went wrong. The turning point came after a devastating attack by Drew McIntyre, a moment that, while intended to advance storyline drama, ultimately resulted in legitimate physical harm. McIntyre's assault was intense and unrelenting, and the aftermath was more than a scripted beatdown. Jey was left writhing in pain, clutching his ribs and struggling to stand, leading medical staff to rush to his aid. Though WWE has not released full medical details, credible backstage sources indicate that Jey suffered serious upper body trauma, including bruised and possibly fractured ribs, deep tissue damage, and significant muscular strain across his chest and torso. Rib injuries are notoriously painful, affecting not just physical movement, but even basic breathing. The blow was not only physical, but also symbolic, halting one of WWE's most promising solo runs just as Jay was finding his voice as a singles competitor. It was a moment that forced a man known for defying odds to face an all-too-human reality. Even the strongest bodies can break. Understanding the health battle. What fans often don't see is that recovering from such an injury goes far beyond pain tolerance. Rib and upper body trauma of this kind creates a cascading series of health issues that must be carefully managed over weeks and months. Each breath can become a reminder of the damage. Every stretch or twist risks reopening microscopic tears or displacing partially healed cartilage. In Jay's case, even the act of laughing, coughing, or taking deep breaths can be painful during the early stages of recovery. Physical therapists working with athletes on such injuries typically focus first on stabilizing breathing patterns and maintaining posture to prevent secondary strain on the spine or shoulders. For someone like Jey Uso, whose wrestling style relies heavily on explosive movements, super kicks, dives, and high-speed agility, the healing process has to be handled with surgical precision. There's also the hidden side of healing: managing inflammation without relying excessively on painkillers, ensuring muscles remain active but not overstrained, and maintaining cardiovascular health without stressing the injured area. Over time, stiffness can set in around the chest and rib cage, making flexibility a challenge. Rebuilding that elasticity requires slow, incremental work, often involving hours of therapy each day. What's more, wrestling injuries carry mental scars too. A performer's body is their livelihood, and when that body fails, it can chip away at confidence and identity. Jay's health issues are more than just broken bones. They represent a complete battle for balance, both physical and psychological. Inside the recovery process. Behind the closed doors of rehabilitation facilities, Jey Uso's daily life has become a disciplined routine of physical therapy, conditioning, and patience. The first weeks after the injury focused on rest and basic mobility, light breathing exercises, posture correction, and gentle stretching to prevent stiffness. As pain subsided, Jay began introducing low-impact cardiovascular work like stationary biking and aquatic therapy, allowing him to maintain endurance without straining his ribs. Slowly, he transitioned to resistance band work and core stabilization training, gradually reawakening the muscle groups critical to his performance. For most athletes, the temptation to push ahead too soon is strong, but for a performer like Jay, who thrives on motion and crowd energy, it's almost unbearable. Sources close to him say he has been remarkably disciplined, sticking to medical advice and working daily with physical therapists and WWE's medical team to track his progress. Each session is designed not just to rebuild strength, but to test how his body responds under increasing physical stress. The process also includes careful nutrition, muscle recovery protocols, and mental conditioning to prepare for eventual in-ring action. Returning to professional wrestling after an upper body injury is unlike returning to most sports. It's not just about regaining physical capability, but rediscovering the confidence to absorb hits, take bumps, and trust your body to perform under pressure. For Jey Uso, every step in recovery is a statement of intent. He's not done yet. Financial strain and career uncertainty injuries in professional wrestling carry financial and career consequences that are often overlooked. Jey Uso's absence from television doesn't only affect his physical well-being, it impacts his income, visibility, and long-term prospects within WWE. Wrestlers' pay structures are complex, combining base salaries with bonuses, merchandise royalties, and appearance fees. Being off television for months means reduced exposure, fewer merchandise sales, and potentially missed opportunities for main event paydays. While Jay is reportedly still under a solid WWE contract, an extended absence inevitably limits the financial momentum that active performers enjoy. Beyond direct income, there's also the intangible currency of relevance. In a fast-moving entertainment industry, out of sight can quickly become out of mind. WWE storylines evolve weekly, and new stars constantly rise to fill the gaps left by injured ones. Even though Jay has an established legacy, he risks returning to a changed landscape where his spot may no longer be guaranteed. Moreover, injuries often come with personal expenses, private therapy sessions, additional medical care, and specialized training that may not all be covered by corporate support. While Jay's reputation and tenure protect him to an extent, the longer he remains sidelined, the more financial pressure can build, not necessarily in desperation, but in the subtle fear of losing career momentum and long-term negotiating power. For a man who has fought his way from tag team champion to main event solo star, that uncertainty can be as heavy as any physical pain. The rumors and the reality. As is often the case with high-profile WWE absences, rumors have spread faster than facts. Some fans have speculated that Jey Uso's injury was more storyline than reality, or that he might be using it as a cover for creative dissatisfaction with WWE. Others have gone further, suggesting that his injury might be career-ending. However, none of these claims hold up under credible scrutiny. There has been no official indication from WWE or any legitimate wrestling news outlet that Jay's injury is fake or exaggerated. On the contrary, reports from reputable insiders confirm that his injury was real and significant enough to warrant complete removal from in-ring competition. Claims that he's unhappy with WWE are also largely baseless. Jay has been given a major singles platform in recent years, including main event opportunities that many performers dream of. Moreover, his connection with the WWE audience has never been stronger, especially after his emotionally charged storylines with his cousin Roman Reigns and other top stars. As for fears of a career-ending prognosis, sources close to Jay maintain that his recovery is progressing as expected, and that no long-term damage threatening his career has been reported. Wrestling injuries are unpredictable, and healing doesn't follow a perfect schedule. But Jey Uso's focus and optimism suggest he's looking ahead, not out. Managing the pressure to return. One of the most delicate balancing acts in professional wrestling is knowing when to return after injury. For every competitor, there's a temptation to come back too soon, to prove toughness, to reclaim lost ground, or to silence doubters. For Jey Uso, that temptation must be even stronger given his passionate fan base and his own competitive drive. But pushing too early could lead to devastating consequences. Rib injuries, if not fully healed, can relapse with a single mistimed impact or twist. Wrestling at less than full capacity could not only jeopardize Jay's health, but also undermine his performance and confidence. WWE's medical team is reportedly being extra cautious, insisting that his return be based on medical clearance rather than storyline demand. This approach reflects lessons learned from past injuries across the industry, where performers suffered long-term damage by rushing back into action. Behind the scenes, Jay is said to be taking that advice seriously, prioritizing long-term sustainability over immediate return. It's a sign of maturity and perspective that comes with experience. Fans, too, must be patient. The comeback they're hoping for will mean much more if it's built on full health, renewed strength, and authentic emotion, not haste or desperation. Jey Uso's journey back to the ring isn't about proving he's invincible. It's about proving he's wise enough to heal right. Where things stand now. While WWE has remained tight-lipped, the most reliable reports indicate that Jey Uso's recovery is progressing positively. He's said to be past the most restrictive phase of rehabilitation and has begun light in-ring training under controlled supervision. That means running drills, practicing non-contact sequences, and gradually reacquainting his body with the demands of wrestling. He's not yet cleared for full contact or televised matches, but insiders suggest that he's close to the stage where medical evaluation will determine his readiness for an official return. There's cautious optimism within WWE management, hope that Jey could be back before the end of the current season or early next year if all continues smoothly. Financially, he remains stable, supported by his long-term contract and merchandise residuals, though it's clear that his off-screen absence has impacted sales momentum. WWE has reportedly kept his image active in promotional material to maintain brand visibility, an indication that they still see him as a valuable star. The prevailing sentiment among those close to the situation is one of patience, respect, and belief. Jey Uso is not rushing, he's rebuilding. And when he does return, it won't be as the same man who left. It'll be as someone stronger, more deliberate, and deeply aware of how fragile yet powerful the human body and spirit can be. The human cost and the heart behind the story. Wrestling fans often celebrate the spectacle, but forget the human cost behind it. Every move, every stunt, every emotionally charged storyline carries a risk. For Jey Uso, this injury has been a stark reminder that beneath the character lies a real person, one with pain, bills, dreams, and limits. The financial uncertainty, the physical vulnerability, and the mental isolation are struggles many athletes endure silently. But what makes Jey's story compelling is how he's facing it, with humility and perseverance. Injuries can sometimes give clarity, forcing performers to slow down and rediscover what truly matters. For Jey, this period may be less about loss and more about recalibration, understanding his place in the industry, his body's limits, and the importance of balance. It's possible that when he returns, fans will see not just a fighter, but a more grounded version of the man behind the persona. His story becomes a reflection of resilience, not just for wrestling fans, but for anyone who's faced unexpected setbacks in life. His message, though unspoken, is clear. It's okay to fall. What matters is how you rise again. What comes next? No official date has been set for Jey Uso's comeback, but anticipation continues to build. Theories swirl about how WWE will reintroduce him, perhaps as a surprise entrant in a major pay-per-view, or in a dramatic showdown with Drew McIntyre, the man who sidelined him. Others believe he might return with a renewed focus, possibly even a redefined character, channeling the pain and patience of recovery into a darker, more introspective persona. Whatever the plan, WWE is likely to make his return a headline moment. And when it happens, fans can expect a surge of emotion. The arena will shake, the chants will echo, and Jey Uso, bruised but unbroken, will stand once again in the place that made him. But for now, his story is one of quiet endurance. He's healing in silence, doing the hard, unseen work that defines true champions. His legacy isn't just about championships or crowd reactions, it's about his ability to inspire through authenticity and heart. When he finally walks back down that ramp, it won't just mark the return of a wrestler, it'll mark the triumph of a man who refused to give up. Conclusion: the heartbeat of a comeback. Jey Uso's story, at this moment, isn't about victories or titles. It's about resilience, patience, and faith. He's fighting a battle that every athlete dreads, but every true competitor understands. His injury may have paused his career, but it hasn't dimmed his spirit. Behind the scenes, he's rebuilding his strength, protecting his health, and preparing for the day he can once again electrify arenas with his presence. Financial challenges, physical pain, and emotional uncertainty are real, but so is his determination to overcome them. The world of professional wrestling thrives on comebacks, and few comebacks will be more meaningful than Jey Uso's. His absence has made fans appreciate not just his athleticism, but his humanity. When the music hits and the crowd roars once more, it won't just be another return, it'll be the culmination of months of struggle, recovery, and unwavering resolve. Until that day, fans can only wait with respect and hope, knowing that one of WWE's most beloved superstars is fighting his toughest battle yet, and preparing, quietly but surely, to win it.